Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I got a PR package from this gel polish brand, Bluesky, and I'm going to be reviewing some of their gel polishes and doing a nail set using some of them. This is actually a nail set I'm going to be doing in today's video. So first of all, I'm just going to show you all of the gel polishes they sent me. So many pretty colors, and I did actually get to pick out the colors I wanted, which I love. I did end up getting a lot of pinks. They just had so many pretty colors to choose from. And this is the box that they come in. So they're actually vegan and cruelty free. It says right here, there's the ingredients. And then here is the last gel polish I got. So yeah, these are all of the gel polish colors, and I love how they have swatches on the top. So I'm probably not going to be swatching them in today's video since there are already swatches on the top. So they are in 15 milliliter bottles, and so yeah, that's a pretty good amount. It'll definitely last me quite a while. I do really like the packaging and the bottle they're in. So now I'm just going to show you guys the colors, like the actual gel polish, so you can see. And I did notice they also have actual names on them rather than just numbers, which I love. It just makes it a little more fun when they have names for the colors. So those are all of the Bluesky gel polishes that I got. Comment down below which color was your favorite. Honestly, I can't really decide which color is my favorite. There's so many pretty ones. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into the nail set now. Okay, let's get into making press-on nails. So the first thing you'll want to have to make your own press-on nails at home are full cover nail tips. They can be soft gel tips like this, or they could just be plastic full cover nail tips. I personally like soft gel tips better, but definitely the plastic ones will still work. These are the nail tips I'm going to be using in today's video. So these are the Betty Cora medium almonds. So to start out, you'll want to size out your nail tips and find a nail that fits each of your natural nails. And to do this, you can just hold the fake nail over your natural nail and see if it fits. Now, sometimes you'll be in between sizes and one nail might be too large while the other one might be too small. So if you're in between sizes, definitely opt for the larger one because you can always make it smaller by filing, but of course with the smaller one you can't make it larger. And don't be surprised if most of your nails are in between sizes, because I usually do have to file them a little bit and shape them to fit my natural nail better. Usually they don't fit perfectly, so that is totally normal. It's also really important that you don't choose a nail that is too small for your natural nail, because that can just cause issues with your nail, and it will also cause it to pop off early and it just won't stay on as long as it should. So definitely, like I was saying, go for the larger one if you are in between sizes. So now I have all of them sized out, and as you can see, I am only doing one hand, but if you are doing both hands, I do recommend just sizing them out at the same time. Either that or write your size down just so you don't forget. And it's also nice to write it down just for when you do this in the future, if you do use the same brand of full cover nail tips. So if you are making press-on nails for someone else, it is a little bit of a different process because you would have to have them measure their nails, and then you would have to measure the full cover nail tip as well. So it is a little bit more complicated, but this video is more focused on making press-on nails for yourself. I am now just filing down the full cover nail tip to fit my natural nails perfectly. I'm using my 100-180 grit file and just filing down any part of the nail that is too large for my natural nail. So one part of the nail might be fine, but then the other part might be too large. So for example, for the thumbnail, kind of the sides of the cuticle area were too large, but the rest of the nail was fine. So I just kind of focused around that area. So after you're done filing, your full cover nail tips should fit your natural nails sidewall to sidewall. It shouldn't be overlapping onto your skin or cuticles, and it also shouldn't be squeezing your nail or anything like that. And that is basically it for sizing out full cover nail tips and filing them. There are a couple more things I need to do to prep the full cover nail tips before we paint them. So the first thing is, a lot of times with the nail tips, there will be like a little plastic piece on the tip of the nail just from like manufacturing it. So all you have to do is file that off. It's just like a little tiny piece on the tip. I don't know if you can see it in this video, but there was a tiny piece on the tip of the nail that I did have to file off. And then the other thing is buffing the nails if they aren't already pre-etched. So when I move the nail around, you can see the reflection of the light on the nail, and you can tell that it's still shiny. So that is how you know if it is pre-etched or not. So as you can see, these are not pre-etched on the top of the nail. Now on the other side, where the nail is going to lay on your natural nail, these are pre-etched. Sometimes they aren't, sometimes they are. But I am just going to go ahead and buff the top of the nail since they are not pre-etched. And here is what the nail looks like after buffing it with my buffing block. Now this step isn't completely necessary, so you don't have to do it. It's just kind of an optional step. But if you do ever have trouble with your gel polish peeling off the full cover nail tip, I would definitely recommend buffing the top of the nail if you don't already, because that might be why it is peeling off. I personally don't usually have this problem, but I did just want to mention it because I know some people do like to do this just to prevent gel polish from peeling. And you can also go ahead and buff the other side of the nail tip as well, where your nail is going to be touching the fake nail. Like I said, these are already pre-etched on that side, so I didn't really have to do it, but I just did it to show you guys. You can just do it with a buffing block like this, or you can use a e-file. Since some dust did accumulate from buffing and filing, I am just taking this little brush here and brushing off all of the nails. And now they are ready to go on the nail stand. So this is the nail stand I'm using, and I definitely recommend nail stands like this one if you do want to do press-on nails. Now you don't need this. I remember when I first started doing press-on nails, I kind of made my own DIY nail stands, and I got a wine cork and I stuck a pin, like a pin you use for like pinning fabric together when you're sewing. I stuck a pin into a wine cork and then put some clay on the tip of the pin, and that was my nail stand. So you can be pretty creative and make your own nail stands. I know some people just use like cuticle pushers with the clay on it and stick their nails on there for a nail stand. There's plenty of things you could use for a nail stand, but if you do like doing press-on nails frequently, then I definitely recommend getting one of these nail stands. They're not too expensive at all. So basically they are magnetic, so you can take these little things off. And I just use clay to stick the nails down, but I know some people like using double-sided tape. Okay, so now the nails are ready to be painted, and I am mostly going to be using the Bluesky gel polish, but I am starting out with this Born Pretty Jelly Nude Gel Polish just as like the base color. So I would recommend doing 1 or 2 coats, and I ended up just doing 1. Since this is a jelly color, it will be pretty see-through, but I don't mind that at all. So I am just going to apply that gel polish to all the nails, and if you are new to using gel polish, you don't need like a super crazy amount, because if you do put too much on it, there might be problems with curing it. It might even peel off, so you don't want to put too much, but just enough to cover the nail, and it will also self-level. So if you paint it on and then just leave it to sit for like 15-20 seconds, it will self-level and give it that nice smooth and even effect. I cured that for around 120 seconds. I probably didn't need to cure it for that long, but I usually cure almost everything for 120 seconds just to be 100% sure that it's completely cured. So now that it's cured, we can move on to the nail art, and I am going to be using these 5 colors for the nail art from Bluesky. I was scrolling through Pinterest just trying to come up with an idea for this nail set, and I came across this picture, and I was like, I have the 5 perfect colors for this nail set, and it looks very similar to the photos, so I was super excited to kind of recreate this nail set. This is the brush I am going to be using for the French tips. You want to make sure that it's somewhat of a long brush. You don't need like a super long brush, especially with short nails, but you do want to have a little bit of length to it, just because it's a little bit easier to control when doing your French tips. So now I'm just taking the first color of gel polish, which is the hot pink. I'm going to be doing on my thumbnail and just putting a little bit of that on the nail polish palette, and I'm just going to dip my brush in and do the French tip. So I don't really have much of a technique I use when doing French tips, except for I always do like a straight line right in the middle, and then I just kind of do a curved line on each side of the straight line, if that makes sense, and just kind of just try to make it as even as possible. And if I mess up, I can always erase it with like acetone and a lint-free wipe. So yeah, it's just really nice. Gel polish is really nice. You don't have to get it right the first time, and you can just keep on trying and perfecting it however many times you would like. And then of course after that, I just fill in the rest. Just like the picture, I'm going to be doing a French tip on each of the nails, but all of them are going to be a slightly different color. So next on this index fingernail, I'm going to be using this lighter pink. And press-on nails are really nice because it is way easier to do a French tip on press-on nails compared to doing a French tip on your natural nails, or doing a French tip when the full cover nail tips are already stuck onto your nails. So that is one really good thing about press-on nails. They are super beginner friendly because it's way easier to do any sort of nail art on press-on nails, than your natural nails, and that is why I started out my nail art journey doing press-on nails. The first time I did my own nails, I did press-on nails, and I did press-on nails for several months before I even painted on my natural nail or did gel X nails or anything like that. So definitely, if you're wanting to get more into doing your own nails, I would definitely recommend starting out with press-on nails, especially if you're wanting to do nail art. The other really nice thing about press-on nails is if you already have nails on, you don't have to take them off. You can just do more nails, and then whenever the nails you have on come off, you can just stick those on, so you'll always have nails ready to put on. It's also way cheaper than going to a nail salon to get your nails done, and also these nails are way higher quality and better than any press-on nails that you'll find at a store. They are just way more durable. They're cuter, you can customize them, and there's just so many good things about doing your own press-on nails. So now that is all cured, and here's how it is looking. And looking back at the picture, I can see that they did paint some stars using like a gold gel polish, or maybe they did chrome, I can't really tell, but I'm going to be using this glittery gel polish, gold gel polish for the stars, and I'm just going to paint 2 stars on each nail and then add a couple of dots around the nail. I'm just trying to make it look pretty similar to the picture. The only big difference is in the picture there were pink rhinestones in the middle of all of the stars, but I decided not to add the rhinestones just because I liked how it looked without the rhinestones. But yeah, the rhinestones are a nice little touch, but I just liked it without, so I just decided not to use rhinestones, even though that was in the picture. Other than that, I feel like it is very, very similar to the picture I saw on Pinterest. I feel like star nail art is really beginner friendly. I remember it was one of the first things I learned how to paint when I was first getting into nail art, and it's really just like lines going in different directions, and you can add like a dot in the middle if you want to. They're pretty simple, so yeah, I really like how they turned out. I'm just going to go ahead and do that on all of my nails, and they don't really have to be in like the same exact spot. I kind of changed it up a little bit on each of the nails. I am almost done with the nail set, and I'm just going to be taking my Amelie No Wipe shiny top coat and applying that to all of the nails. But don't leave yet, because I am going to show you how I apply my press-on nails to make them last 2+ weeks. And also, if you ever have trouble with the nails chipping or breaking, you can always add a second coat of top coat, and that will add strength to the nails. Now that the nail set is done, I'm going to start prepping my natural nails to get them ready to apply the press-on nails I just made. So first of all, I'm just taking my metal cuticle pusher and just pushing back my cuticles. Now I am taking my buffing block and buffing all of my nails. Finally, this is the last prep step that I usually do. There's like other nail prep steps that you can implement, like adding primer and stuff like that, but these are just like the main ones I definitely recommend and that I personally like to do before applying press-on nails. So I'm just taking the Model 1's nail dehydrator and applying that, and you can also use like rubbing alcohol and wipe your nails with that, or even acetone, because that will dehydrate your nails. So it's totally okay if you don't have a nail dehydrator. You can use rubbing alcohol or acetone, and this will help a lot with the longevity of your nails. So now it is time to apply the press-on nails, and sometimes when I do press-on nails on these stands, the clay will stick on, or sometimes the gel polish will kind of go over the nail and then get cured onto the clay just on accident. I don't know if you guys have that problem or not, but I usually have that problem, but it's really not that big of a deal because you can just file it. So anywhere where the gel polish is kind of going off the nail, I just filed that. And then if the clay is stuck on to the bottom of the nail, I can just kind of scrape it off, and if it's like stuck on with gel polish, I can file that off. So you'll kind of see a couple of the nails did have clay stuck on and some gel polish kind of not in the right spot, so I just filed all of that. So I'm just going to be using this nail glue. I got it from Temu, but I will say the best nail glue I have ever tried is the McCart nail glue, but it's just I have so many of these little nail glues. I wanted to use them up before I buy another thing of the McCart nail glue, so that's why I'm using this, but I totally recommend the McCart nail glue if you are looking for a nail glue to get. And the McCart nail glue is a brush-on nail glue, which is way easier than this type where you just have to like squeeze it out. So yeah, totally love that. So with these, you can actually open it from either side, but one of the sides you have to cut it open, and then the other side you just twist off the cap and it's open. So I would recommend using the side with the cap on rather than having to cut the other side, because if you cut that side, it seems to just dry out a lot quicker than if you just use the side with the cap, which I'm doing in this video. So yeah, that's just a little tip. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the fake nail, and then I'm just going to slowly bring the press-on nail onto my natural nail, and then I just hold it there for about 10 seconds, just pressing down on it, making sure that it stays. And I know it may seem like the more glue you have, the better it'll stick on, but that's just not the case. If you have too much glue, it just won't stay on as long. So you kind of have to find that sweet spot, because there's such thing as too little glue, but also too much glue. So you kind of just have to practice, and then eventually after practice, you'll kind of see and already know how much glue you need. So if you do apply too much, you can just wipe it off with acetone, but if you apply too little, you can easily just add more. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something new. Make sure to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. And if you are interested in the Bluesky gel polishes, I will have that linked in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye!